Now that the people have put their hope and faith in Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the expectations are endless. But for me, I will probably say 2 or 3. First, he should learn to be a father of all and accommodate all. He knows how long it has taken him when he has started this journey over 40 years ago, and now he is there. God has given him opportunity to grow to be old for one reason, that he will be a father of all and be conciliatory to all. It is not a payback time. If he will win or succeed, he must learn to unite Ghana, mobilize this polarized country into one strong force so that we can achieve whatever the Lord has laid on his heart. The second thing is that I expect that he gave so many promises. Probably to mention a few: one district, one factory, one village, one dam, and a host of others. People are watching and they will expect an answer. He will need men who are credible, men of integrity. I have no doubt about him in person. But what about those who are going to work with him? It will not be because he's from my hometown, or he's my friend, or he is this or that, or he contributed so much in the party, so this is a payback time. First of all, he should get men of integrity, of character, of wisdom, men who can deliver, and he should hold them accountable for whatever he will assign to them. So I wish we do not have this winner takes all attitude. It is rather destroying our country. So sometimes people will be, have all the qualities to help, but because they are not in their party, they are neglected. All the experience and wisdom and whatever they have go down waste. We have seen this over and over again, and I will entreat Nana Addo to consider every Ghanaian and give every Ghanaian an equal opportunity. He should speak less and listen more and give words of hope, words that encourage. He should not allow his government to operate through propaganda and lies. I know he's a man who doesn't believe in propaganda and lies, especially the young men who will be in his government. He should control them. What we have seen in Ghana is that many people don't want to talk because of the abuse and insult of political followers we've been witnessing in these few years. So he should train his men. He himself should speak well, and all those who are following him should speak well. And when people insult pastors, kings, leaders, or people of different parties, he should call them and rebuke them. That will also help a lot. And finally, he should have a good rapport with the press. It is said that the press can make you or unmake you. And many times when politicians want the seat, they are friendly with the press because they are normally speaking against the opposition. And when they come into office, they want the press to sing their choruses. And when they do otherwise, then they become their enemies. Nana Addo, if you can win the heart of Ghanaians, it will be your attitude towards the press. Court them, engage them, work with them, and accept whatever they will bring on board. With God on your side, with Ghanaians supporting you as demonstrated by the overwhelming victory, selecting the right men and women to the affairs of government, being bound by your words, using good words, also helping that your followers do not insult people in any way, anyhow, and then trying to have a good relationship with the press, you will make it. Ghanaians are expecting you to make it, and I believe that you cannot fail Ghanaians.
And that video is by Manifest and featuring Bisakay there. We hope that you enjoyed it as well. And earlier on, we had Dr. Frimpong Manso, who is the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, Ghana. But we want to take you back to the event marking the anniversary of the 31st December 1981 revolution. And we had it being addressed by former President Jerry John Rawlings, who was one of the main architects of that revolution, and also speaking there as a former cadre of PNDC, NDC as well, and Guzi Tana was also at the event with a speech.
And it's the values we discussed at the ceremony today about accountability of probity and mobilizing America and national life. Some of that along the way, and decided that they want, which presented something more credible than they had been used to in the last few years. But it's normal in the nature of politics. What we have to do is to regroup, reassess the situation, and go back to being faithful we stand for, and has been the reason for many Ghanaians to vote NDC and other progressive forces to power over the last few years.
All right, recently we heard that a 13-member committee had been set up to look into events that led to the defeat. How sure are we that the committee will be party going forward? So in the 2020 elections, we'll see a change.
Ultimately, it's not up to committees or structures at the top. It's very much up to the grassroots and their mobilization to achieve a party that they believe interests. So yes, it's important to take initiative, but ultimately whether that initiative is relevant is a
coming administration the capacity with the issue.
Well, they made a lot of promises, and of course all of us want progress, and we wish the new president well. But those promises we'll have to see whether they can live up. Because it is very different when you're in power and very different when you're out of power. And you're confronted with the of running an economy such as ours, where basically you do not really control very much because your prices, the commodity prices are externally. The issues of prices themselves impact very negatively more often on your ability to.
Well, I think that as a living institution, there are bound to be false steps along the way. As an institution made up of people, especially a social democratic party, made up of not a homogeneous political entity, you are bound to face the challenges that we faced in 2000 and yet again this time around. But what is important is the force that we have within us to do the necessary corrections through a serious process of introspection, as the founder indicated, and bounce back. I believe we shall bounce back because we owe it not only to ourselves, but to the heroes that we so much, whose memory we so much cherish, to bounce back and give the necessary, hope and trust to the mass of our people who, over the last few years, have felt completely disconnected, even though so much seemed to have been happening at a national economic level.
Right. Former President Rawlings mentioned that some of the persons in the party have to be, allowed to step aside if the party is to regain its position as it used to be. How is this going to happen?
Well, as a political party with structures and a constitution, we need to take a critical look at the existing framework and see how within the structures and the constitution we can make sure that some of the things that have surfaced over the period are eliminated to make the party acceptable to the mass of our people once again.
Right. The formation of a 13-member committee to look into how the party lost the election should be a welcome news to you, should it not?
Well, I think it's a beginning. We'll have to see how we can further enrich that process. To the followers of the 31st December revolution, all I want to say is that we should not lose hope. Challenges come in the lives of men. It is how you organize yourself to overcome the challenges that makes you a true cadre. And as a political party, we will have to commit ourselves to those very fundamental ideals. I kept talking about the disconnection. That disconnection might be cured, and it will be cured through purposeful leadership, committed to the very principles that the founder keeps talking about.